Welcome to Riders United YouTube channel. In today's episode, I would like to give you some tips for the situation when the starter motor does not operate or does not turn engine over. So if you are curious about what to check in situations like that, please stick around and I will show you what I got. Here we go. In the situations when the starter motor does not operate or does not turn over, there is 10 troubleshooting tips that I can give you in order to help identify this issue. And I have to say, some of them are really simple, some of them are a little bit less simple, but I will go step by step just so you can identify any potential issue. And if by any chance you do not resolve the issue after watching this video, I will place another video closer to the end of this one when you will go to the next step of checking different components of the bike to make sure that you identify your issue. Number one, check your ignition switch. If the ignition switch is not in the ignition position, obviously that will prevent your bike from starting. This is really easy and really obvious step, so just verify that you have everything set up properly as far as ignition switch. Number two to check will be to make sure that your run switch is not in the off position, because otherwise it will basically prevent your bike from starting, so you might experience the situation that the starter motor does not operate or does not turn the engine over. Number three to check will be to make sure that you don't have discharged battery or loose or corroded connections. Many times it will actually create this solenoid chatter, often referred as a clicking sound. So I have to say this one is fairly easy. You can just verify the voltage of your battery and make sure that all the cables are really nice and tight. And I have to say that was one of the issues that I experienced a while ago, and it took me a moment to actually identify this one, but it all went down to the battery connection and the cables that were not necessarily as tight as they supposed to be. Number four will be the components of the starters, and here I'm talking about the starter control circuit, relay, or a solenoid that might be faulty. All those things will prevent the starter to basically turn your engine over, and that might be one of the issues that you might experience. So yes, you can just use the voltmeter and just make sure that all those components are working properly, which will give you a pretty good idea if this is where your problem is. Number five to check will be to make sure that your electric starter shaft pinion gear is working properly and is engaging with the clutch basket. If this is your problem, you will definitely not be able to start the bike, because basically this pinion gear is not properly engaging and is overrunning the clutch and is sleeping there. So this is something to also verify that might cause the situation that will prevent you from starting your motorcycle. If you didn't have the chance to subscribe yet, please hit the subscribe icon on the right corner of your screen. I currently have over 300 different uploads on my channel, so I'm pretty sure that you will find something interesting for yourself, and you can enjoy some of the other videos that I released in the past. So let's jump back to the video. The reason number six that might prevent you from starting your bike might be the fact that you trigger this bank angle sensor. So this is especially true for the situations when you tip over your bike, and basically when you put it back to the vertical position, you have to make sure that you will turn off and on the ignition again to basically let the bike know that everything is fine and the bike is ready to roll again. So just make sure that in cases when you tip over your bike, just turn off the ignition switch and turn it back on to the ignition position, and that should help you out to restart the bike after that. Number seven, when your security system is activated, this will also prevent you from starting the bike. And the signs of these issues will be really obvious, because you will have the turn signal flashing, or if you have the security system with the alarm, it will actually sound the alarm. So this one is really obvious, but it is one of the reasons why you might not be able to basically turn on your bike. So yeah, just pay attention to this one, because sometimes if you don't have the keys close by, which might be the case if you forgot the keys or maybe your battery died, then you will deal with these issues, and it might be really difficult to figure this one out. But yeah, just check your battery, make sure that your security system is deactivated, and that will be another thing to verify and exclude from the troubleshooting. Number 8 reason that you might not be able to start your motorcycle might be the fact that your motorcycle is in gear and the clutch is not pulled in. Make sure that you are in neutral when you try to start your bike, or if you pull your clutch and you are in gear, you should be able to also start your bike. So if you are not able to do it, most likely this switch is actually faulty, and that will be a really good indicator of the problem with a switch like that. Number 9 to check will be to make sure that your Jiffy stand is properly folded. If you have the Jiffy stand that is down and transmission is in gear, international model have this really nice sensor that will prevent the bike from starting. And I have to say, this is really unfortunate that the US models don't have this feature, but for the international models, there is this sensor that will prevent starting the bike when the Jiffy stand is down. Number 10 to check will be to make sure that the main fuse is in place. This is especially true if you work on your motorcycle, maybe you install some parts. Many times it is recommended that you will remove the main fuse from your motorcycle to make sure that there is no electrical issues after the installation is completed. So if by any chance you forgot to put the main fuse back, that might be the last reason that will prevent you from starting your bike. So here it is. There is your 10 things to check in cases when the starter motor do not operate or do not turn the engine over when you hit the start button. And if all those steps still didn't allow you to identify your issue, please click this link above, and this is another episode that will explain what to verify and what to check if your starter is actually turning but the engine still do not start. So I really hope that you found this video helpful, and as always I would like to say thank you for your time. Please hit the subscribe button on the right corner of your screen. I have currently over 300 different videos on my YouTube channel, so I really hope that you will find something interesting for yourself. And this is everything that I have for you guys today, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.